Oh, that's pretty cool.
You know that Joseph Hanvey one with the the two-way mirror and all that? And it shows that like counter rotation in the south thing, but did he also claim that that moves with you? Like as you move around in the south, that rotation moves with you? Is that was he able to replicate that part of it or no?
Yeah.
That
He's
it moves
a very
with you?
difficult man to get a hold of.
Yep.
Like
as you move the camera around the outside, don't care. As you move the camera around the outside, like it's just wherever your camera is.
Yeah, I wasn't actually speaking to you, Witsit. I was responding to Geo. He's a very difficult man to get a hold of. I would love to model it in Blender.
Whoa, no. Hold on. You guys, give it to me, all right? I'm the blender around here, all right? Don't try to steal my spotlight, Ruth. I don't know who you think you are. All right?
Blender King.
Yeah, no, hold on, okay? I literally had Jeremy talk shit about my blending skills, all right? So I need to take this on, all right? This is mine. This is my task now.
Okay, pretty simple stuff. He has a dome over the flat Earth. He has a double-sided mirror. It says he thinks there's like a superfluid, like there's waters above. Creates a reflection that gives you an appearance.
Okay. She texted me. She's gonna be
hot mic. Someone's hot mic. And so as he moves the sun in a circle over top of it towards the edge, you get like an apparent sun, and it does a mini circle the opposite direction. Over the course of the 24 hours, right? The whole circle, it does a circle, only it's a smaller one and it's the opposite way. And as he moves the camera around the dome, wherever the camera is looking along the outside, there's that, counter rotation apparent sun.
Okay, that Ruhif, you think you got this one?
You don't like
Yeah, I'll do it.
Well, Blender must really suck if I can do it in real life with a physical demonstration, and Blender can't replicate it, but it can replicate fairy tales of the universes, then we got a problem here.
No, I'm sure it can. It's just
Blender
I don't
can do
know.
it.
It seems like a lot of work though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But it could definitely pull it off though.
I've tried hitting you up on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and email.
Well, he may have been
response-
pre-warned of your, let's just say, reputation, possibly. Not saying it was, but
For destroying flat Earth, correct? Yes.
no,
I
for
don't know
being
if that's your only reputation.
yeah, for
So
being
you're-
you fill in the blank.
Okay.
Abrasive.
Being a cunt.
A cool dude.
Yeah.
Abrasive.
Oh, I was very, very polite. Very
Confrontational.
Well, he said fill in the blank, so I mean, I'm just fucking. No, but okay, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, just see if you could pull that off. That'd be kind of cool. I'd do it too,
Combative.
but
I'm playing poker at the moment though. So
Argumentative.
I was playing poker earlier too. Yes, let's see.
what the hell?
a minute
Disingenuous.
A lot of blanks. A lot of blanks to fill in here. There's a lot of blanks to fill in.
Yeah. I thought we were listening along.
Can I ask Austin a question? Did you see the moon at all?
No.
You didn't see the moon at all while you were there?
No, it wouldn't have been visible.
The moon was in the north. It was north of me in the continental U.S.
Well, I asked Witsit the question, so
north.
Yeah, and he said no, and I just elaborated.
In the same way, you can't see Polaris when you're too far south. You can't see the Tropic of Cancer, so the moon would not have been visible. Although it would have been visible like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of December. However, when they got there, it was a full moon on December 14th. There would have been a full moon, 24-hour moon at the north. But I don't know that anyone caught it. But at the same time they arrived at Union Glacier on the 14th, there would have been a full 24-hour moon in the north.
We did see the moon in Punta Arenas when we got back.
Punta.
Yeah.
That Punta Arenas.
So my first thought was you wouldn't see it because it was too bright. So I asked ChatGPT and it was saying, well, you sometimes you don't always see it because of the angle, basically. The sort of axis. And so I just wondered what you thought was anyway. Why do you think you didn't see
Well,
it?
the The moon
I
does
just think
have
it's
a
too
funny
far north.
orbit. Like,
Well, I keep asking
yeah, it
Witsit
has a.
questions and somebody else answers. What's going on?
I think it was just really far north. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like actually interesting in Joe Henry's model, he also has the 24-hour moon at certain times, right? When it gets far enough south, it gives you the same effect, 24-hour moon. What's kind of interesting about his model is that it flips everything, so it's like a mirroring effect. So
Well,
it's like solar
it'd have to
spots
be.
upside down and all that. Yeah.
It'd have to be some kind of mirrored effect. But I mean, isn't there issues with the I don't know too much about it, but I assume there must be issues with like a reflection, right? Like, is there still sunspots on a reflection? Is there?
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah. It would just be like looking at a mirror, right? Like, so it's whatever it actually looks like you see it just flipped.
There
So
must
he
be some
has like,
issues. Must be something
well,
wrong with the reflection, right?
I'm sure that people will find what's wrong with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like my instinct, I'm like, there must be some issue with the reflection. I don't know what it is yet.
Well, real fast though. I mean, what? Yeah, speaking of the sunspots though, was that like, what's the info on that? Like, did you guys test that out yet, or?
Yeah, I mean, the few that we looked at, it just shows the corresponding northern latitude flipped.
So was it
Like
as the globe predicted, or was it that
Yes.
mirrored effect? Okay.
Yeah, it's from what I saw. But like I said, people actually dropped the ball. Everyone, I guess, was too busy back here just complaining to like take a picture of the sun. So like obviously what we couldn't do was simultaneously be somewhere in the north. So we
Right.
got a few, and hopefully when we put everything together, like I'm out of town, I get back, like 2 days. But we have plenty of shots with a solar filter there, like a ton of them, like thousands. But so you just need the same time or around the same time corresponding northern latitude or close as you can get. I've seen a couple, and it looked to match pretty close to what the globe predicted or what a reflection would do. But like I said, we haven't looked through all of them yet. So
I suppose you still get the heat from a reflection, right? I mean,
yeah. Like
yeah,
imagine like sitting in even in a window, right? I mean, or if I shine a heat source off a mirror, like people hold the little mirrors up to get suntan. You ever seen
yeah.
people like holding the like trifold mirrors up to get suntan?
I
It'll
used to
like
have a
burn the
thing.
crap out of you.
I used to have a thing called a heliostat. They make these and sell them. It's a mirror that will it's a mirror that'll follow the sun and bounce it back into like a window or something on your house so that you get the heat from it.
Yeah. And of course, that's why you get sunburnt as well off of snow, right?
Okay.
Like you definitely have to wear sunglasses in Antarctica, bro. It is crazy intense. Like, dude, just being there like drains your energy, man.
Dude, it snowed in upstate New York, and you get that thing where like it's so bright outside, and then you go inside and you can't see nothing because there's snow everywhere.
Yeah. And if you go
I
without
think that must sound
sunglasses
like
too
that
long
too.
there, they say it was something called snow blindness, but it's like actually just like your eyeballs get sunburnt, which is
Yeah, you got to wear
crazy.
the little slits. You can make them with the little slits. You
Yeah,
see
there's
those
like some
glasses?
ancient Inuit glasses that are like that.
Can we approve that?
As the story goes, at least. As the story goes, there were Inuit glasses that did that.
Well, there was movie theater glasses that did that too, I think, right?
Yes. The movie theater glasses. Also, there was also glasses like that. Even for like TVs, you could buy. I remember that. Like you could buy a TV that did that technology where you had the 3D thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can corroborate the intenseness of the entire ground being white and how much that affects the sun. Did like roofing on really large membrane roofs to where the entire, bottom of your horizon was just plain white reflecting sun in like 90-degree weather. And yeah, it was pretty intense.
How many people have thought the coincidence, two places on Earth where we know, quote unquote, the sun stays for a long period of time, days, weeks, in fact, are the coldest places?
Wow. We're
Well,
finally
Antarctica,
deploring.
you're sitting on an ice cube, so that. And the question would be, why? How did it even build up like that? I know it should have melted.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
like
it
it's an
is.
actual continent with
I know,
like
but it snows
ice.
and then it would melt.
I mean, that
You
is
get
a
24 hours
proportion.
sun.
It's a proportion of time because all of that sun is going to be relatively close to the horizon, whereas anywhere else in the world from the north and the south gets more sun overall, even if it doesn't have a 24-hour sun, because you're getting much more intense sun when it's right above you by a very large factor.
And how does it only melt in the center over millions of years
Wait, in the center of what?
of the so-called mythical frozen sphere, only at the tips?
Like, how does the snow melt in the middle of Antarctica? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what
Maybe
I'm
at the
saying is
equator.
their model is a ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
In space, in a vacuum, with
Right.
one heat source. It's been there for millions of years, but it's only melted in the center.
Oh, you mean like around the equator and
it's never
away from there?
melted.
That's what you mean? Yeah, I mean, it is just going to get way, way more sunlight, even if it's going to be more time overall because you're getting it all year round. There's no place in the middle that never gets sun. It's only once you get to a 24-hour sunlight that you also get 24-hour darkness. And then also, since it's higher up in the sky, you're going to be getting a lot more UV. Whereas when the sun is, 15 degrees off of the horizon, you're not getting any UV. It's pretty much all infrared light.
Plus, you're forgetting about the inner sun, which leads me to believe that there is a serious problem with the way they're saying the core works. Because if it's heating, right? Like there's constantly heat getting emitted from that. Wouldn't hot go to cold quicker than hot will go to hot? Like you dig down and it's like the same temperature everywhere. Right? Like it doesn't matter if you're in Alaska or in on the equator, you dig down 10 feet or something, it's the same like temperature, or no, am I getting that wrong?
Yeah, it'll be
It's
roughly about
more or
55
less.
degrees or so.
Yeah. But they got it wrong. Let's keep this in mind, right? When they dug the Koala deep borehole, they got the temperature way off. I'm talking about like 100 degrees Celsius off. So you can't make a bold statement like that, Jeremy. They really don't know.
No, I'm just saying if there was something heating us from the inside on a ball, you would think that the hot would go to the cold. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how thermodynamics works. I would figure the hot would go to the cold because hot wants to go to the cold part. Wants to is the wrong phraseology, but the hot would go to the cold quicker. And if it's freezing in Alaska, heat in the ground, I don't know. I feel like something weird would be happening there. Maybe not. I don't know.
So far as I understand it, the ambient temperature of the Earth is about 48 degrees. I learned that from learning about aquifers when I was in Trout Unlimited, because of the deep aquifers in Minnesota, and they come out at 48 degrees.
Anyways, we pretty much figured out the AE map with the lenticular petri dish sky ceiling. So we're all set, guys.
Oh yeah, that was pretty riveting, like scientific stuff.
It's not.
I mean, it was more in the mode of speculation on how it could work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that is how it is, but could that be how it would work? Could it work like that?
Well,
I haven't
I
heard
think,
any like really solid objections yet.
I mean, it could work, but I guess someone would also argue, like, why would God, like, make it a hologram kind of thing when he could have just, like, made the real thing of whatever the things we're looking at?
That's NASA, right? NASA.
Yeah, it almost comes off as like deception, almost like it's you're being deceived with like a false sky. I don't know. That's a little weird.
Yeah,
Yo,
which
Ruhif, how's it? Are you like happy that Witsit's on your team now, or?
It's silly.
Your convert with it.
yeah, no, I will echo Osco's point. Not necessarily my own, but it's one that's worth bringing up. Is in this concept of, you know, with all of the videos that Geo found, like there were so many videos dating back to even 2012 of a southern facing sun in the south in Antarctica that have been there forever, and nobody found them. People adamantly stated that there were, you know, only like 3 videos and they were all doctored, despite there being so many other ones that it could have been looked at the entire time. A real question kind of comes for both flat earthers and flat earth communicators, is that, like, you know, if there was such a lack of deliberation in the research and missing these really obvious things that like have been there the entire time, if there's such a level of sort of incompetence on that angle, then how could one trust that, you know, the curve was accurately falsified?
I literally addressed that 3 years ago, specifically, and said that if it's in an actual position that it falsified flat Earth, and then covered extensively, optical effects of a dome and how it would do that. So this narrative you just said just isn't even real.
So Witsit, I'm just wondering, because it was brought up earlier, when did you say you were a globe earther? I don't remember hearing that ever.
Obviously never.
Oh, okay.
I think Jaren's
Yeah.
coming out though, right? Jaren's almost coming out.
I would think
Well,
so.
funny how you just said my name and then got called out and moved the goalposts.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you're going towards Ruhif. I mean, you're closer to Ruhif than where I'm at.
Well, how's that?
Well, you believe in a 24-hour sun, or you claim a 24-hour sun in the south and stuff.
I don't
like
have to
that.
believe in anything. I watched it with my own eyes.
Correct. That's the one with it. Like I
See,
said,
Ruhif agrees with you.
no, look, I said
Good
the
one.
other day. This will separate the men from the boys. Anyone who denies that there's a 24-hour sun is not serious at all.
The men from the boys. The boys.
Yeah, boy.
Settle down, armbar.
It's just a cool saying, you know?
So QOP, you're saying there's not a 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
Well, I mean, if that's Antarctica, then why does Witsit have to fake blowing out humidity?
Yeah, Q-Up, are you a man or are you a boy?
Boy.
I mean, dude, my room is colder than the set they were at.
That
I
is
could,
a little
I could,
strange. I was just asking Shane about it too. I mean, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying he's faking it. What I'm asking is why it isn't there. Like even in that temperature in Indiana, the temperature anywhere, Canada. I mean, wherever you go, you're going to find your breath's going to come out. But the only time we saw breath is when you actually said breath. And it was like people were saying vape. They're telling us a bunch of shit. What's it like? You know what I mean? So we're trying to figure out was people's, condensation. Were you able to see your breath the entire time? Because when people were talking, we see nothing.
You're not trying to figure
heresy?
anything. You're not trying to figure anything out. None of you are trying to figure anything out.
I just
I've
asked you
debunked this.
directly with it.
You immediately interrupt me. That's how much you're trying to figure something out. That you're
That
talking
was
to
the
the
most
human that was
animal.
there. You immediately interrupt me again. So you're talking to the human that was literally there again. You were talking to a human being that was literally there. There you go. I'm so glad. Like I don't care what you guys think about the Earth. Like I'm not associated with you guys.
She's clearly
Because
not, man.
this behavior is just ridiculous. So
Can we?
I've addressed this multiple. You're
it feel
all
like-
interrupting. That's what I'm saying. When you say you're just trying to figure out what's going on, that is a lie. Because if you're trying to figure out what's going on, you wouldn't feel the need to censor the person that was there that's trying to answer your question. But if you're trying to push a narrative and you weren't interested in truth, and you're going to keep pushing the narrative regardless of what I say, then you would feel the need to censor me and interrupt me. Right? So I've addressed this multiple times. There's a live stream where I was in a shadow, so I wasn't in the bright sun. You see my breath the entire time. And I've told all you super truthers this multiple times, and you can just go look it up. I did a live stream with Owen Benjamin, and you can see my breath most of the interview. And not one of you people have retracted the narrative. You keep saying it anyway. So what that proves is that you're not interested in truth. I've addressed it very simply. We were in a desert. It is very dry there, and the visibility of breath is it's like a directly proportionate relationship to humidity in the air. You can Google this.
Sounding like
Why
a
do we
global
see
witch.
our breath? Why do we see our breath when it's cold? And Google will tell you it's based on the moisture on the air and in your lungs.
Why
Okay,
was
can
the
I ask
first?
a question real quick? Because I
Let me
just came in this
I can
room.
address that way better than you can. I'm a man.
I don't know what just happened or who was asking Witsit questions, but I asked a very nice question to Witsit and asked what if he could see his breath other times. And I actually was asking you, and now you answered me. But your rude ass behavior is ridiculous, Witsit. Don't tell me what the hell I'm
You weren't
doing.
asking me. You said that you made the claim that you could never see our breaths.
In the video that I have seen, I
argument was
said,
fair than his
is there
behavior.
any other time? And I asked you, Witsit, you're a dick.
No, you said that
quit
you
feeding
can
their
never.
faces,
You said
people.
that we can never see your breasts, but I can see my breath where I am. But we could never see your breasts when you're there. That's what you
And
said.
if you play it back, Witsit, and I hope you do play this back, you'll actually hear what I asked you because you're actually an ass. Sincerely, read it back. Go play it back.
You didn't ask me a question. You said
Go play it
I can
back.
see
Yes,
my
I did,
breath.
Witsit. Go
What was the
play
question you
it
asked me?
back.
What was the question you
I
asked me?
asked you, could you see your breath directly? I said, were you seeing your breath other times while you were there? I even told you that I wasn't calling you fake. I said, is there a possibility? Because what I'm seeing is one video. And I asked you specifically what you were experiencing.
So you've done no
But instead,
research.
you got an asshole response back and telling me, blah, 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 blah. You don't know what you're fucking talking
Guys,
about.
tone it down.
Instead of asking you directly with it.
No, so you
Don't
have done
make me
no.
type
So
up, Dan. Don't make me type up.
You've done no actual research after it's been like a week
Did you
where
not
there's
just
multiple.
say?
Okay, I'm not going
Hold
to
on,
talk to you
wait.
if you think you're just going to scream over me. I don't know what world do you live in where you get to just scream at me. So
Hold on.
there are multiple videos, including multiple live streams. If you're saying you've only seen one video, then it seems weird that you're asking questions as if it doesn't add up, but you haven't actually even looked at all the videos there. I have addressed this multiple times. I'm gonna do it one more time. So it is super dry there. It's a desert. It receives less precipitation than anywhere in the world. As soon as you get there, within like an hour, your lips start getting chapped and your skin starts getting super dry. The air is super, super dry. That's why when I'm in Florida, since it's so humid, you can see your breath at like 40 degrees. But if you go to a desert like Antarctica, you can't really see your breath as much. We could see our breath at all times in person, but it wasn't near as thick a visibility of breath as it is in, like, say, the northern part of the US. That's because there's like no moisture in the air, and there's barely any moisture in your lungs after you've been outside for a little bit because it's so dry. Also, the background is super, super bright white because it's ice and snow, and then there's a sun reflecting directly off of it. So whenever I was sitting in a shadow or we were talking in the shadow of the building, you could see our breath way more. In person, you could see our breath the whole time. There are live streams and videos where you see our breaths the entire time. Yet no one addresses those. These quote unquote truthers keep claiming I faked my breath with a vape, and they keep ignoring the fact that there are multiple videos where you can see our breath the whole time. So that to
Yeah,
me doesn't make any sense. That doesn't mean you're a truther. That's what anti-flat earthers do. They say a narrative, you give them evidence, they pretend they didn't get the evidence, and they keep saying the narrative. So,
I
it's
didn't do
pretty
that.
frustrating. It's pretty
I didn't
frustrating
do
when I
that.
spent thousands of dollars out of pocket, was away from my family for 11 days, didn't
Can I
sleep at
respond?
all, was pulling all-nighters just to show you guys this direction of sunset,
Can I
the
respond to
directions
the
of
breath?
sunrises. You didn't do anything. You
Hold
sat at
on.
home and you just complained, and
Bear
you're
with
still
it, people.
complaining.
I'm cheering you
You
on,
don't let
Witsit.
me
This is
mess up,
awesome.
I guess.
Guys, please, man. Please,
I know.
guys.
Can we get a list? I want to be on the list because I think it's hilarious that all of you
It's
guys
a very
think
long.
you're experts when it's the cold, and I live in it. So I'd love to speak on this. So can I
Exactly.
get in line?
Oh,
Seriously.
I'd like to speak, dude. I'd like to speak on it. I don't know why I got muted because Stacy's
All right, we're gonna
yapping.
mute everyone who interrupts, so don't interrupt, and you won't get muted. Go ahead, Redford. You were in the middle of speaking. I don't know why Q-Up is interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I lived in Canada my entire life, literally like half of my life. I live in winter. Okay. And this is why it's so crazy. Like, Witsit, it's awesome you went. Like, you must have had a great experience. But I see all of this and like it's so frustrating because I go outside and it was literally colder where I live when they were in Antarctica. And there's half the time I don't see my breath either.
I'm
And
in
then
Canada
people
right now.
making claims about like grabbing snow from this area and like why didn't he grab snow from there? Like, you guys, if you've never seen a snowflake and you've never been in a cold environment, I don't know why everybody thinks they're such an expert in this. Like,
They are the snowflakes.
No, it's freezing out right now, and I'm outside, and the sky's all blacked out, and you can see your breath super easy against the
Can I-
blacked out
but
I
I
talk
was
next?
When
outside
I'm
and
looking at the ground, hold on,
minus
guys, hold on.
15 the other day and I couldn't see my breath.
Oh, wait. Jeremy's
Okay,
making
wait,
a
can I
point. Jeremy's
please
making a
respond,
point.
bro?
Can we let him finish, please?
Sorry.
Well, I might
Alright,
have cut
can I-
Redford off. I
can
don't
I
even know.
respond,
But
bro?
anyways, when you're letting your breath out against the black backdrop of the sky, you can see it easy peasy. If I let my breath out and while I'm looking at the ground, I can't even see it. You can't see
Okay,
it.
none of this is relevant, please, you guys. Oh my
How
god.
is that not
First of all-
relevant? That means where there's
don't cut
snow
me
on
off.
the
Don't cut me
ground.
off, mother.
No, you just try to
Don't
dismiss
cut
his
me off,
point.
bro.
You
Yeah,
try to
there's mad
dismiss his
snow on the
point.
ground.
Dude, you
There's
try to
mad
dismiss
snow on
his
the ground
point.
right now.
Exactly.
Why
His
does
point
no
is
one gonna
that
let me speak
whenever
about this,
his
dude?
point is that you don't get to just say that's irrelevant and then make the next point. That's not how it works. So his point is that when you're looking at the ground where there's snow, you barely see your breath if at all. But when he looks up at
Now
the
he's gonna
sky where there's a
monologue about he
black
had to take that
background, you
extra
can
step.
see the breath. So are you truthers going to address it, or are you going to do what you keep doing, which is pretend you didn't hear it and then say the same thing an hour later and claim I faked my breath again?
Yeah, go Witsit.
Hey,
You want
I
to see
just
a
wanna-
you want to see a lot of the
Relevant.
if you want to see a lot of footage of his breath, go to the the Owen Benjamin interview, which was just posted. Almost a lot of the breaths he's breathing show that effect. So
Can I respond? Okay, so
That's
first
all we
of all,
need. Thank you.
holy effing shit!
no, Stacy will interrupt you.
All right,
Nothing
so
passionate accident,
you
Dio.
fucking bitch, shut up!
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. What the fuck?
Why'd you interrupt?
Guys, come on,
Holy
guys.
shit!
Maybe there's a reason they don't want you to talk you up.
Yeah, because I'm gonna destroy all of this, dude. I'm gonna destroy all of it.
Every
Stop talking.
all of your belligerent attitude
Who cares
is
about
why
my
people
attitude,
don't
dude?
want
We're
to
talking
listen
about.
to you.
Shut the f up, bro.
I'm about over this, guys. Please, can you shorten your answers up? A lot of people want to talk. It's everyone, I think, anyway. And queue up, just go for it, man. Can you be
All right,
quick?
first of all, he
be
said
concise, please.
it's a dry atmosphere. The more dry it is outside, the more you see the humidity of your own breath in contrast to that. It's a horrible argument. That's why when it's humid during the summer, you don't see your breath. It's an aspect of the temperature difference and the humidity difference, and your throat is extremely covered in phlegm. You have lots of humidity inside. None of this is
Okay,
relevant, right?
I'm going to respond to that real quick.
I'm not even close to done. Not even close to done, bro.
Dude.
Well, you need
No,
to make
dude,
a true
point at a
statement.
dude, what the
You're not
effing
allowed to
shit?
make
Hey,
talk for 20 minutes straight without
queue
actually
up.
saying something that's true.
Okay, if
Can you
like if
please
you're gonna
respond
do
to-
run on, oh sorry, yeah, respond to that and then we'll unmute him and he can continue.
Look, I'm just quick response, dude. Yeah, as soon like if you take a drink of water, step outside and breathe out, yeah, you're going to see a lot of moisture, but that's going to dissipate really quickly as the moisture on the surface of your lungs, inside your throat, all of that is going quickly into the air. Within 5 minutes, it's evaporated. You've got chaplets and it's all dry. It won't be consistent all the time, man.
Correct. That's why when I went inside and I drink water and I came out, you could see my breath way more. And if you had listened, like you said, it's so dry there that your mouth and your lungs dry out very quickly. And that's why you aren't able to see your breath as much. So you
Okay,
didn't
none of this
even
is
address
relevant, dude.
that.
I didn't even finish my point. I didn't even finish
None
my
of it's
point.
relevant. It directly refutes what you just said specifically.
Okay, the problem is, right? The problem is that only your first breath was visible, and then you tried to do it 2 more times and you were embarrassed. You're pretending like, oh, it hurts my lungs to breathe. So there's no situation in a cold environment where only one breath is going to be visible and then the rest are completely not visible. You clearly did something beforehand, which you could see on camera. You did something with your mouth to make it so that your breath was visible, whether you pushed with pressure with your mouth closed or you hit a vape or something. You clearly were trying to prove that you were in a cold environment.
Okay,
Now
so
I'm
that's
gonna
false.
respond. This is a direct
Oh, sorry, go for it.
accusation. I've responded to this multiple times, but you're not a real truther. You're gonna say it again anyway. So I went inside. I played a song on my stream and I went inside. I drank some water. I came outside. When I went back in front of the camera, you could see my breath a lot. I was surprised that you could see my breath a lot. And I'm like, oh, what now? There's my breath. And then I took a deep breath and tried to blow out again, and you couldn't see it. You Sherlock Holmes don't seem to be able to use your brain for more than 5 consecutive seconds, because you would obviously figure out if I was trying to deceive you and I knew I only had one breath that was going to be visible, why would I blatantly take another huge deep breath and show nothing and then do it again and show nothing? If I had done some trick that I was going to fake being able to see my breath one time, why would I take a huge deep breath in front of the camera thinking I was going to see it again and then I couldn't? Then when I took my second really deep breath, it literally hurt my lungs because it's cold and dry, and I said that it hurt my lungs. That's what literally happened every time I went into a building. And you kind of warm up and you drink water. When you come back outside and you're just talking, you will see your breath way more visibly. I don't guess it's the water in your mouth or your throat or whatever it is, but after just a couple minutes, not even a full 2 minutes, you quickly start having really dry throat, a really dry mouth, and you don't see your breath anymore.
Well, this is, by the way, Shane posted this a minute ago. It's a clip. I just posted it again. You can link to it. It's a video clip of right before that moment, and you're drinking water. You're literally walking out of the building drinking water. So,
And
that's,
also, I'd like to. Oh, sorry. Are you done?
I'm just saying that's exactly what he was saying. Is that after water drinking, you'll get that because of that effect. And the video shows him drinking water and then walking over to the camera. So that's probably why that first breath was visible.
And
People
he was
think-
just inside where it was a warmer environment. I walk outside every morning now, go snowshoeing with a coffee. And when I'm done my coffee, I can hardly see my breath half the time. Half the time I can't see it anyways. So yeah, you're very correct. And if you don't live in these cold climates and you're not in them, like, again, why are we still harping on this? My goodness, you guys.
Did you say you go snowshoeing with coffee?
With a coffee, yeah, every day. Yeah.
Snowshoeing?
Yeah, I go snowshoeing. Yeah, and I bring my coffee.
That's the most Canadian shit. With a mug? All right, go ahead, Quap.
Man, I need to study some good coffee.
If his
Oh yeah,
Puff
we're
puff
Malaysian.
pass, Witsit. Puff puff pass, Witsit. Puff
God,
puff
bro.
pass.
Yo, if his throat was as dry as he's saying, like there's no moisture in his throat, he would be complaining about like his throat, like it being difficult to swallow or some shit. It's so ridiculous, bro. You
Oh
guys actually
my
believe this?
god. That was the most
That's the
retarded
worst.
argument ever. Like here's what I want one
Yeah.
of these people to address specifically. How did I fake my breath for an entire live stream consecutively in the Owen Benjamin live stream? Answer it directly.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't look at that one. I looked at the one that you do it once, and then the next 2 times you try to do it, and you're like embarrassed, and you try to play it off like,
Okay, so if I do a whole live stream where you can see my breath, that would obviously debunk your claim,
yeah,
wouldn't
they
it?
turned up the AC or something. Who knows what? I don't know.
Okay, this is ridiculous. Can we change this subject? What was your
Yeah, let's
favorite
change the
part of
subject, dude.
Antarctica
Just
when you
believe.
went? Well, no, I didn't. I live this every day. I just told you my experience
lived
and my
this?
observations. I live in Canada. I live
What does
where
that
it gets
do?
to like
I live in a
minus
mountain, bro. Like,
50
what does that matter?
degrees Celsius. I experience snow like 4 to 6 months out of the year. I'm in the winter, in the cold. I just told you it was colder here when
Okay,
they were
show me.
in
I'd love anyone
Antarctica.
to replicate. I'd love anyone to replicate a one breath that you could see scenario in the cold. Please.
That's
Only
grasping
one
at
breath. Only
straws,
the first
bro.
one.
You're grasping at straws, bro.
Hold on. I can do that for you. I can replicate that for you because what he's saying is absolutely true, right? When I show up onto a job site out here at the oil rigs and I first get out of my truck after drinking my coffee, I can see my breath. After 20 minutes
Exactly.
of doing my work,
Mhm.
everything's gotten drier. I can't see my breath anymore,
Mhm.
right? Because now I'm breathing in cold air and I'm breathing it out, and so it doesn't have time to make that huge temperature difference like when I first get out of my truck.
Okay,
I
show
will tell
it.
you,
I want to
guys, it was a conversation. You guys know. Queue up, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. You just sit at home and do nothing. This is the thing that I will tell you guys. It was a conversation amongst all of us that our breath was noticeably not as visible as you would have thought it would have been. Like I live in Florida. It's been forever since I even was in a cold climate. Even in Tennessee, it doesn't get that cold. So I just assume you'd see your breath a lot, dude. Like when I got to Tennessee last night, it wasn't even that cold, and I could see my breath if I took a deep enough breath. When we were in Antarctica, we were all talking because it became this big conspiracy. You couldn't see our breath, and so we were all talking about it. We're like, it is pretty crazy that you can't see your breath. Like even just talking to each other, you have to look really closely, and you barely see your breath. When I went around the building where there's a shadow, you could see my breath like noticeably. Every single time you talk at all, you could see your breath. I actually called Jaren over there. I said, Jaren, dude, you can see your breath. Come here. And Jaren came over in the shadow, and both of us, when we were talking, could noticeably see each other's breaths. Okay. So it has a huge part of it, objectively, is the background. Okay. Whenever
I
you have a
literally
super
just
bright white background.
I just did it. There's snow all over the ground. If I breathe out and look at the ground, you can't even see it.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
If you look at it
All
with a
right, you
backdrop
won.
and a black sky,
All right, you
can
won,
see it
dude.
good.
You won.
But it doesn't matter because he did it once, right? He showed it once, so he did something to cause it to happen the first time, which is why he went in the room. Whatever he brought out, he drank water, and then he puts like his hand next to his face. You guys are not you're missing the frame where after he drinks the water, he puts his fist against his mouth.
Yeah, wait, come on. So
Breath-
then you should
breath
definitely be able to
psyop.
show me walking up. Then you should definitely be able to show me walking up to the stream and taking a hit in the next selling, right?
Yeah, you can see your hand. You can see
Okay,
you
you want
drink
to bet
water.
10 grand
There's
that you'll
one
never
frame where
find
you
that?
drink
You want to bet
water.
10 grand, Q up? You want to bet 10 grand you'll
Why
never
do you have
find that?
so
'Cause I
much
didn't have
money
it.
with that? You're stealing people's
Because I
money,
know
bro.
you're a lie. I don't have to
See,
have
that's
10 grand to bet you 10 grand because I know you're lying.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
That's how we know Witsit got paid off. He upped it from 5 Gs.
I've been doing this for 2 years because I
You
know
can't
that you're
afford a
just
backpack, but
full
you
of
got
it.
10 grand, bro.
Hey, I'll
He's
stake.
won so many bets that he's got 10 grand.
I'll stake.
Okay.
I'll stake it for 50% of the winnings.
Bro, Witsit, you're trying to troll people that are conspiracy theorists, bro. It's a joke, bro. You're
Dude,
this is
and
not a
this
good
was so
game
fun.
to play,
Dude, you thought I was amazing 3 weeks ago, my guy.
3
Think about
weeks
how
ago?
you
Yeah, you're a great
3 weeks ago.
debater, dude. You've been trained for this, and now you're bringing everybody to geocentric balls.
I'm an agent. Now I'm an agent. And this is what's so goofy. I'm about to post a picture. My entire camera roll is full of videos from the whole thing. When you guys start to see the GoPros and the videos from like every single second, and we have like 7 people filming every second, only people like QOP will go down swinging and they'll claim that every single second from the second we left Punta Arenas, which is literally all filmed, they'll claim it was all a movie. But any normal person that's saying it all is not going to be able to deny that
I'm
it
not
was real.
saying, bro. I'd love
Yeah,
to
I
be
got
the last person that
$1,000.
believes in flat Earth, bro. I'd love
There's
it.
no fake breath psyop going on.
Yeah, this is this is my point, is that I'm perfectly willing to consider whether or not it was faked. Like I don't trust anybody that went. So I have every reason to buy into every single one of these arguments that are brought up, but there hasn't been anything convincing. at all. And like this, with the first breath being the most powerful one, you see him drinking water. That is a perfectly plausible explanation. Therefore, like it's, if you're trying to go with the denier route, it's not a good look to like swing so hard at these really weak arguments. Same thing with like looking at the chroma
What?
key.
I heard you say you think he's a girl. What?
But here's my real question. Here's my real question though. Like, whenever I pointed out, wait, do you guys realize there's another stream I did where I'm more in the shadow and you can see my breath the whole stream? Like I'm just talking and you can see it the whole stream. Okay. And like, so wouldn't that refute your argument? You heard what he said? Oh, I don't know. They probably just turned the AC up or something. So it's like, and then whenever Stacy brought this up, she said she'd only watched one video. And this is what I mean. This is the bigger point I mean here. Normally, you don't see this from the flat Earth side, and I actually empathize with the Globers. Jared and I talked about this. I'm like, are we just overlooking that this does happen a lot on the other side as well? Because it's like when I say, okay, look, here's the evidence that what you're saying is untrue. You're saying that we weren't actually where it was cold, which is so stupid. If we were gonna fake this, wouldn't we just go somewhere that was actually cold? It's the stupidest argument I've ever
I got
heard.
next.
But here's the point I'm making. I want people to think about, right? If a globe earther makes an argument and then I directly refute it, or they make a claim about me and I directly refute it, like they call me a grifter, and then now they're saying I'm a grifter even though I went to see the 24-hour sun. It's all stupid. They'll just wait till I'm not around. They'll just keep saying it. If you were an actual truther, you'd go watch that Owen Benjamin live stream and you'd see my breath the whole time, and you'd be like, okay, I need to stop claiming that they were somewhere that wasn't cold and that they had to fake their breath because I now have evidence that proves that isn't true. That is what someone that's honest does.
I'll give someone
hold
bet
on.
someone I'll pay $100 to see this video of a one breath fucking that you see, and I'll show lots of videos in different scenarios where every time you breathe, if you see your breath, you can keep showing it. It's ridiculous, bro.
And then here's another question. Here's another question I have for the. Okay, go ahead.
Let me get it. No, yeah. So this is classic confirmation bias, bro. And you know, it's been the word in the street that Witsit's an op. People are already scheming and gossiping and busybodying, talking about Witsit. Oh, he wore Adidas or this or that. Dude, listen, people are having correlations in their heads, right? It's literally classic confirmation bias because you make correlations. It's illusory, and on top of that, you already have this hate, right, towards Witsit. Because of his,
I have zero hate towards Witsit,
I'm
bro.
not trying to. If you're gonna listen, if you're gonna overanalyze Witsit's trip to Antarctica, right, and be overcritical to the point of paranoia and schizophrenia, dude, I have the right, to then analyze your understanding of the whole situation. And in my opinion, bro, it's classic confirmation bias. You're making correlations that aren't there. You're basically hallucinating a reality.
Then
bro.
someone
Dude, the irony. Oh my God, the irony.
Listen, I can't give people discernment. That's not something that you can teach people, bro.
I would not like your discernment, Ryan. Thank you.
Your discernment is way off, bro.
Oh, okay.
Let me say one more thing to everyone here. So this is the thing, right? Okay, like I am naturally, I like to just have fun and I like to like make jokes and stuff, right? So like for example, on the trip, that's all Jaren and I were doing. We were just making inside jokes. Same with Lee's. Same with Mark. Actually, that's why Mark hung out with us because normal people don't hang out with anti-flat earthers, right? So we were just making jokes, blah blah blah. It has taken everything in me not to troll you people, bro. You have no idea how much I want to troll you people. Like, you have no idea. I want to lean into it so hard. And then I have people like Alan that's like, dude, you should totally troll these people. It's so hard for me not to, right? And I can't even, it sucks because I'm supposed to be around truthers. I can't even just be honest about everything, which one of the things, well, I'll just say it right now, one of the things that I said to Jaren, I'm like, dude, watching the videos, have you watched the streams? Like, it's so pristine. It almost looks like it's too good to be true. Like, it looks like fake. And I'm like, dude, we should totally say the it's real because it looks so fake line to troll these people.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
And so like, and I'm just giving you an example. That's an example of one of the jokes I've come up with that I haven't said because I'm actually trying not to feed into it. And this is actually why. It's because I actually I like you guys. I understand the skepticism. And if I wasn't there and there were just two people who claimed to be flat earthers that said they went, I would initially be skeptical as well if I didn't know them personally. I get all that, okay? And I'm trying to look out for you guys. I'm trying to tell you there's about to be such a huge data dump, bro, that you're just like right now, for example, when you're saying like, oh, we see that scene of him coming out of the room. You know where you get that from? Because we're dropping 360 video that's interactive that was filming the entire time. So basically behind the scenes continuous. There's a 25-hour video that after 8 hours that only exported 15% that's coming. A 25-hour long 360 video. If we faked it, why would we give you 360 video that you can look at everyone for 25 consecutive hours, everywhere they move, everything that they say, every camera that's filming the other angles that you're going to see? That isn't what you do when you fake something. Did you see a 360 interactive video of the moon landing or any of these moon mission or any of these space missions? You'll never see that, right? That's on its face should tell you that we're not lying. And whenever we start to drop all of this footage, all of the behind the scenes, everything that we're about to drop, you're going to feel stupid. I am literally trying to big bro you. I am trying to look out for you because I will let you guys know. And here's my rant's over after this. I don't care what you think, bro. Okay. I am completely desensitized to this because of flat earth. I have been attacked 24/7. I have been called a shill by flat earthers for 5, 6, 7 years. I've been attacked by everybody. I can genuinely tell you, I don't care because the real ones have hit me up. They were excited when they found out I was going to go. They said, thank you for taking all the bullets so we can figure out if it's actually there. They messaged me when they were back and they said, dude, I'm so proud of you for going. It's so
This is so
exciting, blah, blah,
crazy.
blah, blah.
Jesus
The real
Christ.
ones had my back. And then the ones that I now know aren't real are the ones that are just making up complete slander about me. To me, this is always beneficial. I now know I can't trust Q up ever, 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 ever. I will never trust you again. And that's fine. I don't have ill intent towards you or anything. I think that this is good. One more time, I'm going to say to you guys, I am asking you guys to just wait. I had to immediately go to Tennessee to be with my family. That's the same for everyone else. They wanted to hang out with their family for the holidays. If you guys were there, you would know how tired we were. Okay. You're about to get a ton of freaking data to the point that it's annoying to even look through. Why would you not just wait? Why would you not just reserve your judgment until you see all the data, all the videos, and then tell us if you think it's fake? That's the clearly wisest thing to do because once it comes out that this was definitively true and there's no way around it, what do you think that's going to do to your credibility? To all these people and all these accounts, and Banjo, for example, swearing he knows it was faked, what do you think it's going to do to his credibility when it comes out that it was definitively true? He'll never be able to gain that credibility back. So I'm telling you guys, okay, as a truther, you need to pump the brakes. I'm perfectly cool with you guys vocalizing skepticism. We are the most skeptical group of people in the world to the point where now apparently I'm a girl and my dude's a wife and we just somehow make babies or whatever. Okay. I get it that you guys are skeptical, but you should definitely be more wise than to rush to accusatory statements and bearing false witness and slandering people. It makes us look insane. I'll actually end the rant after this. This is exactly what they wanted. If we had brought the information back and flat earthers had just been super chill and been like, dude, that's awesome. We actually have flat earthers that went and got it. We would have had to speculate about it infinitely or indefinitely. This doesn't disprove the fact that we falsified the curvature claim. We measured the surface of the earth. This is just now a piece of information that we didn't have that now we know. If you had been super chill and been like, the earth's still flat, the earth is still stationary, that would have completely flipped the script on them and we would have won. But instead, flat earthers, a lot of them did exactly what they wanted, which was to fill this caricature of this schizophrenic group of people that have confirmation bias and dismiss any evidence that doesn't go with their flat earth idea. Right. And then that way they can run the narrative that flat earthers are just a group of people that deny reality. And that's why they don't believe in the spinning globe, because they just deny reality and they just hand wave dismiss evidence of the spinning globe. This
Dude.
is exactly what they want to try to dismiss us, dude. This is the worst thing that we can do.
Dude, people
Go,
don't
Witsit.
want to
Love you,
let
Witsit.
go. People don't want to let go of the idea that it might have been faked because if there is a 24-hour sun, it means that Earth is a globe.
No,
If that's
it
what
doesn't.
if that's what they
No,
think,
it
that's fine.
doesn't.
And then I'm wondering how there's
Narrative.
so many people not realizing that the term anti-truthers should apply to people that don't realize that the 24-hour sun indicates that Earth is a globe.
No, it doesn't.
Anyways, I just want to
Not
know, Witsit,
anyways.
why are
That is
you?
the major point. Like all
Shush,
that
dude. I
dick
just said
riding.
anyways, and I'm talking now. I just want to know, Witsit, why are you wearing Adidas?
Yeah, ignore the major point.
And there's no
You're
point because we've said it even before, regardless of what the sun is doing. Doesn't matter what
How do
it's
you
doing. It could be
possibly?
doing.
How
It
are
could
you a
be doing
truther?
what the. Why are you keep
Okay,
interrupting?
because I want you to understand that this
When
can be a real conversation.
you just don't keep
Why are you
interrupting,
still?
dude.
Why are you
Why are
considering
you
yourself
still
a truther?
interrupting, bro?
You don't realize the difference this makes.
What's the difference? What? Okay, now the sun goes around the Antarctica 24 hours. Now what?
Yeah, that
Is
debunks the
proved.
A.E. Gleason's math, dude.
Okay, good.
You realize
Good
that flat Earth
riddance.
is now in
Good
shambles
riddance.
because of the
A.E.
24-hour
Gleason
sun.
map.
So you guys that deny that this
What
makes a
is the
difference,
A.E.
y'all are
Gleason
the
map
anti.
to start with?
Just so you know.
What is the
People are
A.E.
looking at
Gleason
y'all
map?
crazy. Like, how do you think this doesn't make a
Jesse,
difference?
what is the A.E. Gleason map?
It's a projection of a globe laid
Oh, okay,
flat
so
with an
bye globe
azimuthal
map.
equidistant projection. Yeah, with the
Good.
north in the
Go
center.
bye globe map.
All right, so don't be so slow for
I'm
a
an elbow.
second. So the people that realize that this makes a big difference and they still want to think Earth is flat, the reason why they're saying that this is all bullshit, that the final experiment didn't happen, is because they think that they faked the sun and it's a psyop to make people further withdraw from flat Earth, even though
Well,
it's
no,
still flat.
no,
Do you
you're
understand what's really
actually what
happening?
you're saying is partially true, which is that the people that are just outright claiming it's fake, to them, it is a major problem for flat Earth. And my opinion is
Exactly.
good riddance. They should not, they should believe in the globe then, or they should say, I don't believe in the current model, but I'm not going to say it's flat because the reason this didn't change what I think is because the reason I'm a flat earther has nothing to do with the sun. It has nothing to do with what happens in the sky because we
And I think that's
physically
dishonest.
tested the surface. There's a group of people that feel the same way, and this didn't change their position at all.
Well, they don't understand
There was
geometry.
apparently you, you're telling us we don't understand. You were just defending dark matter 3 days ago, bro. Respectfully, we don't agree on the way that we view the world or what
I
we
don't
consider
defend
to
dark
be true.
matter. I actually always argue against it.
Well,
Look,
I heard you defending it. It doesn't matter.
we
The
have
point I'm making here
wasn't
is
defending
this.
dark
laser
matter. I would
test.
never defend dark
We have
matter.
laser test 36 miles on ground and on water.
Dude, we did
Go find
long
a video
distance
of me
infrared
defending dark matter.
observations
That's a
in
lie.
Antarctica. That's ice
I can
with
pull it up.
basically no humidity, and we saw far beyond what we were supposed to see. That was over almost all ice, right? Almost no
Oh, hang on.
humidity. We were seeing
Do I have to
extremely
play
far.
the refraction clip?
No, we know that's what I'm saying. You're going to claim that refraction is just the same in Antarctica as it is everywhere else in the world, and to me, that makes no sense.
Stronger in Antarctica.
It's stronger over
Over
ice.
ice. Yes.
Well, okay.
Got a very cold
Well, there you
surface.
go. That's their new claim.
It's not
Now,
a new
obviously, I will
claim.
tell you, being there,
Not a new claim.
that's not true. That's not true. A bunch of Globers told us to go do tests over a frozen lake because that would be the least amount of refraction.
And they're idiots. They're wrong.
Okay, well, there you go. But I will just tell you, obviously, it all being ice, it was super, super flat. Okay, super flat. Now, you can obviously
Actually,
say
hang on.
that it always looks like it's flat or whatever, blah blah blah. But I think that this shakes out the weak hands. I think this is good. I think this is good. And one thing I want to say to the Globers, right? Because they don't really seem to have the foresight to understand this whole thing. People are claiming that I'm a grifter, okay? And it's like, okay, that means I think the Earth's a ball, and I'm lying, pretending to think it's flat, so that I can steal money from people, that I can lie and get money. Okay, that's what calling me a grifter means. Now, if that was the case, why would I go to Antarctica, see the 24-hour sun, and then honestly report it? You have a much stronger argument that someone that said we should never go or said it doesn't matter at all, you can maybe claim they're a grifter, right? But how can you claim that Jaron and I are grifters? We went and looked at the evidence regardless, right? We wouldn't have gone on this trip at all if we were grifters. So that's stupid. But this is what I want to let the Globers know, right?
Yeah, that's why Dave Weiss didn't go.
The worst thing that could ever happen to you Globers is that I hyper focus on motion. Not one of you have even ventured in the realm of being able to rebut my stationary arguments. Not even in the realm of it, bro. Okay? So you guys better hope I stay a flat earther because that's what you guys use to avoid all the other arguments. So I think it's funny that you guys lack the foresight to see that. And then one more thing I will say to all the flat earthers and Globers making all these accusations, if if I wasn't just sincere and honest, right, it would be much more lucrative for me to abandon flat Earth. That's been the case forever. People seem to think it would be this major blow to me, whatever. Not at all. I talk about many topics. I have many different people that follow me, and then they find out I'm a flat earther, and they're like, "Dang, I didn't know you were a flat earther." I disagree with that, or whatever. It would be way more lucrative. So this may be a foreign concept to some of you guys, but here's the deal: some of us are just honest, and we just want to know what the truth is. Okay. And we're just reporting as we go. And we're okay not knowing all the answers. We don't need someone else to tell us what to believe. We don't need someone else to tell us what all the answers are, even though we know they don't know the answers. And truthers don't fear investigation because truth doesn't fear investigation. So either you're a truther and you want to know whatever the evidence is and you want to know whatever the truth is, or you're not. You have a model, a belief system, a bias, and you have to push that no matter what. Okay. And I personally do not align with that second group. And I will
If
align with
you
someone,
don't
even
think
if they think
seeing
the
the
Earth's a
sun,
globe, even if someone thinks the Earth's a globe, but they fall in that first group, they're on my team. So you guys
if
can
you
get triggered about
okay,
that if you want.
I don't care about who's on your team or not. If you don't think seeing the sun makes a difference to the shape of the Earth, then you really don't care about the truth. You don't care about geometry
Yeah,
or
it
how
doesn't do
elevation
anything.
angles to celestial objects work.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
no.
I'm
That,
posting it again. I'm posting it again. Jesse, here you go.
The only
35.89
model that I've
miles.
seen try to represent it correctly is the Walton Griswold model. You do not have to do that. Why are you doing that?
30. Well, because you're talking over me
Holy
when I'm
crap.
speaking. That's why.
You
Because you're
interrupted me.
interrupting my conversation,
You
my
interrupted
time when
me,
I'm
dude.
speaking to you, letting you know about the video I just posted that you were saying we haven't done anything close to 36 miles. There's one from Taboo Conspiracy that from Flatlanders that they'd have over land have done 35.89 miles of a laser test.
wait, Jesse, think you could still
Wait, can I
man why
respond to
I
this,
think it
please?
doesn't change flutter?
Oh my
Think you
god.
could
Hold
still man?
on, dude. I was gonna say something, but he started screaming over
Okay.
me. Thank you. Yeah. Um oh god, so much screaming.
Leopards eating
Okay.
faces. It's glorious.
Okay. So anyway, Jesse, you said that I'm not a truther, but I think seeing the sun has nothing to do with it. In
Yeah,
order
that
to
was
make that
yeah.
statement, you would probably need to know my position, right? Like in order to make a comment on the validity or lack of validity of my position, you'd be able to actually say so. Could you still man my position in why I say seeing the 24-hour sun doesn't change that I say
No,
the Earth is flat?
I'm
Can you
very
still man
interested
it?
why you think it still works. Yeah, you can let me know.
Okay. Okay. So we've actually made physical empirical measurements of the surface of the Earth, and the Earth has to curve at a specific rate to be a sphere with a certain size. Okay, we have falsified that
Oh,
number
come on.
many,
Hang on.
many
For
different ways,
physical?
many
You're
different
gonna make
ways,
me
many
ask you
different
to
ways.
explain the sky, dude. I'm not asking about the ground.
Hang on. Did you say
He was
physical
talking. You
measurement?
really shouldn't interrupt people.
Well, I'm not
Like,
asking him about the ground. I'm asking him about how
well,
you explain the observation of the sun.
okay, you understand that those are two different things, right? So you're acting like they're all the same thing, but they're not the same thing. If I was to bring an electrician into my house and I said, "Hey man, like will you work on my light or whatever?" So I need to level. Let's say I bring a guy into my house to level my garage. I'm gonna build a garage. He comes in and he starts looking at all the lights on the ceiling for an hour, starts making measurements to them, moving around, making measurements. He said,
Why are you doing
"Okay,
this?
your ground is a sphere." I'd be like, "You're retarded." Okay, so it's unrelated. It's unrelated. It's
You
that
have no
simple.
way
So
to
how we?
explain observations of the stars using a flat plane. It doesn't exist. You have Walter
No, that's
Bislam's
not true.
model.
That's
Okay.
not true.
What's the other model?
Yeah. Okay, so there's already a few different claimed explanations, right? One of them is like what Joe Hamby shows, which is if you have a dome over a flat Earth and you have waters above that would act like a mirror, right? Because you can go walk and look at your reflection in a lake. Okay, then you can have that 24-hour phenomena in the back or in the outside. And also there are bipolar models. I think that there are decent critiques of the bipolar models, but there are bipolar
I dated a
projections.
bipolar model once.
Yeah, same. And that's pretty fun. So, and you can actually see, like with magnetohydrodynamics, you have a rotation and a counter rotation. So you could just literally have like a bipolar electric field, basically like a magnetic field, that gives you the two different rotations, rotation and counter rotation over a plane Earth. Those are two explanations. And there's a couple other explanations as to how the sky
So
works. And this is really,
still
let me,
it
Jesse, I don't
exists.
know if you understand this, but let me explain to you how this works. So there's option A, the globe. Okay, in order to claim the Earth as a globe, that means that everything in the sky has to be super, super, super far away. Like there's no alternative. Like you can't have everything be close to the Earth and it
Dude,
be
I
a globe.
already know everything you're about to say. I know the model. What are you doing?
Wait. This is important. So you have to claim that the sky is the one exception in reality that doesn't change position based on perspective.
You
That's
have
what you
yet to
believe.
answer my question. You have not answered my question at all.
You know, yeah, I did. I gave you two different explanations for why
What's
we
the
see a
guy's name?
24-hour sun.
John Avely or something? He used
Joe
A.E.
Hanvey.
Gleason. Joe Hanvey used A.E. Gleason's.
He
Does not
doesn't even
explain
he doesn't
how the
even
sun
use that.
appears in front of you when it's behind you.
He
Actually,
literally you don't even know his
Joe
own
did say
name.
that.
Okay, so the dome, what is Antarctica on his model?
Okay, so he shows how it can work even say if you use he was using like a moon map in one of his most recent videos, but you can use the AE map, he uses that one as well. You can have a giant ring
Exactly.
around
What
you.
the fuck? You just said
You're
you
so
didn't use it.
lost. You're so lost. You're not listening. You're too eager to respond.
You just
If
lied.
you what? What I
You
lie
just said
about?
that he didn't. I said, oh, he used A.E. Gleason. You said, no, he didn't. And then you said he did.
I said in his most recent modeling, he uses the moon map. But you can
Pretty much
also
the same
use,
fucking thing.
it's not the same thing. Okay, good try. So you can also use an AE map, though. He's done that before in the past. If you have it as a ring, you don't seem to understand what I explained to you. If you have a dome over the AE map, and then if you imitate waters above the dome, so a layer of water, he thinks it's superfluid, doesn't matter. Water, that's going to cause a reflection. Okay, I think we can all agree that water causes reflections. You get what's called specular reflections. You can look in a lake and see yourself. That was the first mirror known to man, right? Water. If there's water above, it can give you a reflection effect. If you take a light source representing the sun and you do a circle over top of the AE map, so the same depiction we've always seen, right? It does this giant circle around the AE map. On the outside of the AE map, near the dome, near the edge of the dome, you'll see a second apparent sun, and it will go in the opposite direction. Okay, it will go in the opposite direction in a little circle. And as you complete the big circle around the whole map, over on the outside, you will have an apparent sun do a counter circle, a little circle, completing in 24 hours. And as you move the camera around the outside, that little apparent sun follows you. So he has already shown proof of concept that
Two suns.
you could have an
You
apparent
want there to
sun.
be two suns. You
No,
think
there's
you're
only
looking at
one
a
sun.
different sun.
There's only one sun. It just has an apparent position.
There's an apparent reflection. So that means that there's two images. There's the actual sun and then the reflection of the sun.
There doesn't have to be two actual visible images. There's just an apparent sun. It's just that apparent sun is inverted as you get further out to the outside.
Got it. Two suns.
Not two suns, one sun in an apparent position. Like if I take a flashlight and I shine it in a mirror, are there two flashlights or one?
Wow.
Answer my question.
You think that you were looking at a reflection.
You see, you couldn't answer
Answer the
because you're.
question.
Nope. I don't need to because he just
There's
told me
one
that the
flashlight
sun he
with
was looking at in
Dishonest.
Antarctica was a reflection
Witsit.
of the actual sun. That's what he just said.
So you're
There's,
just
there's one
dishonest and not in good faith.
there's one
It's too
flashlight
bad
Witsit.
that is your claim. I mean, that's what you're saying
And
could be
to be fair, I am not making a claim, right? You said that it was impossible and that you're not a truther if you don't immediately say the Earth's a globe. I said that's not true. For one, it is not impossible because there have already been different demonstrated explanations. That's what I said.
I'm a truther Witsit. There's one flashlight.
Yeah, there you go. So option A is the AE map is still alive, but you have an apparent position of the sun relative to each observer as you go further out south. Now, I have actually said this many times over the years that if we don't see an apparent sun relative to each observer, then the AE map is dead. I said that years ago. I said the AE map is 100% wrong if the sun is not in an apparent position. And that's very easy to demonstrate because once you get to the equator and beyond, the sun sets the wrong direction.
Do you think,
Right?
Witsit, in all honesty, do you think there's anywhere where that apparency aligns with the actual position of the sun?
Good question. I don't know. I have to think about it. I mean, I think that if the system was to be consistent, then you would be seeing an apparent sun in all scenarios. But like there may be moments that it overlaps. Yeah, I don't know.
Because if you draw the lines, you know, from the AE, clearly they point in different directions. So that apparency is there's got to be some geometry to that apparency, isn't there? There's got to be.
No, there's got to be magic.
So,
Oh man,
I don't know. Like, it's like you gaslit somebody, called them schizophrenic, because you're claiming that was a reflection now. Like, I don't know. You
what?
want people to
No,
just
I
believe
what?
that?
Schizophrenic. You didn't ever call anybody schizophrenic.
Yes, he
No,
did. That's what he said.
I said that you're caricature of flat earthers being a bunch of schizophrenic people that just say no on anything that's not what they want it to be. And that's to the people just outright denying and claiming that the trip is fake with baseless accusations and slander.
Because
It's
if
not a
Earth were
caricature.
flat, you are yourself invoking that there is another sun. And yes,
No,
maybe it's not a
I'm
literal
not.
sun,
That's
but
No,
there is a
I'm
speculative
spot in the
straw
sky where a
man.
sun appears,
I'm
and
not
it's
even
not the
claiming
same
it.
one. Yeah, that is what you claim.
No, I
And
didn't,
there's people
dude.
that don't want to believe that
You're just
that's not the
lying. You're
case.
just first of all, that's not what we're talking. You're
You
conflating two
spoke right
things.
through me, by the way. Like, why couldn't you
Yeah,
just
because you're
respond?
just you're just lying. So for one,
Not a
I
lie.
didn't even claim that. Okay, you're saying I'm calling people schizophrenic because they don't want to believe in a reflected sun. None of that is real. I
Right.
said there's a group of people that are just claiming we didn't actually go, and they're claiming that it's all fake, and they're just making up any random excuse they can to say that. And what that's doing is that's filling
Irrelevant.
this stereotype. You're saying it's irrelevant, but you're invoking it and misrepresenting what I said.
They're like I want to talk about how it makes more sense that Earth is a globe because you saw a 24-hour sun, and you're gaslighting people that want to believe Earth is flat. They don't want to believe that there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica because that would
Jesse's
debunk
funny.
a flat Earth. That is what's going on. You're gaslighting
real
people
quick.
that are in that position all day right now.
Jesse, you can't be you can't be saying he's gaslighting. You're doing the same exact thing. You're straw manning.
Dude, you just dick rode
You're
so hard. I
pleading
don't
the.
even want
Hold
to hear
on.
that.
Why
shit.
are you interrupting me, dude? Why are you interrupting me?
Can
Hold
somebody
on,
mute
bro.
Jesse? This is so
Yo,
freaking intolerable.
I didn't want to hear
hold
that
on.
dick riding
You're
shit,
pleading
bro.
the
All right.
fifth, dude. You don't want to answer questions. You're projecting. You're gaslighting. You're straw manning, dude. You got all your tactics are coming out. Oh, you're
I'm
too
just
bad.
keeping it real. You don't like somebody keeping it real because you like to
Who am
dick?
I gaslighting anyway? Do you know what gaslighting means?
Keeping it real. The struggle is
Do you
real.
even know? Do you even know what gaslighting means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Coping is real.
Got a funny story about gaslighting in a second.
Intentionally making someone feel guilty for whatever they did, and pretty much just trying to make them do whatever you want.
Gotta love those tactics. Give you the vocab test right in the middle of a debate.
What? No, he's
It's
accusing me of
inflammatory
gaslighting
accusation.
someone.
Real
I'm not
quick,
gonna
let me
lie,
get
like I'm
into it.
so glad that
It's
these
basically
people are
guilt trip.
exposing themselves. I'm so glad. Like this is what I'm trying to tell others. This is a good thing because like I've always been quality over quantity, bro. I could care less, bro. If you people are just like this
Real-
easy to get to freak out, then like, bro, you're not. That's someone I want to go into war with anyway.
Real quick,
Oh
let me
no!
get
Wait,
in.
what are you going to war
Wait,
about?
one
You're not
sec,
doing
one
shit.
sec, one sec. Just
Yeah,
one
what
sec.
You're not doing
Jesse,
anything.
Jesse,
Period.
chill.
You viewed a
Can some-
24-hour. No, stop
Oh,
talking
for
through
fuck's
me, dude.
sake, dude! Can we just sort the audio out? This lush guy. Can you mute yourself,
I know. I'm
please?
trying to mute. I'm trying to mute.
Okay. Yeah. Can we just focus on something like productive, maybe? Like,
Yeah, I thought I had a
is Pazza
productive
still
topic,
there?
Andy. I was trying to say how it's quite obvious many people are up in arms about seeing the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. If it is so, then you have a big problem for flat Earth, and people aren't willing to let go. So they
Yeah.
don't think you actually went. And you could address that honestly.
No, I agree.
I did
I
address
agree.
it honestly, though. I
There's a
said
problem.
You
I
sound like a
addressed it
dishonest
in
piece of crap sometimes.
I addressed it in detail multiple times. I said if that's the case, then they internalized a model. They had to replace the globe model with this AE model that was basically handed to us on a silver platter. And that is a problem. Intellectually, that's a problem. That's why I started the phrase falsification is independent of replacement, because every time I try to talk to people about problems with the globe model, instead of addressing it honestly, what they immediately responded with, well, then how does this work on the flat Earth? Well, then what's the explanation on a flat Earth? Which it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the replacement answer is. Falsification is independent of replacement. There was obviously a large group of people that couldn't let go of the globe until they had replacement answers. They thought the AE model gave them replacement answers, and so they internalized that as what they called flat Earth. So now that they're seeing a problem with that model, it's just shattering what they believed. And in my opinion, that's good. That is the problem with becoming like a cult and believing a specific dogmatic, rigid model of the Earth in the first place. That's the same problem we run into with globers. They can't think outside the box. That's why they all defend relativity almost across the board, even though it's been disproven. I've addressed this specifically and I've said, guys, I empathize with you. I know why you're skeptical. If I wasn't there and I didn't know who went, I would probably have been skeptical as well. I'm asking you guys, it's okay to ask questions. It's not okay to make slanderous, definitive accusations. Okay? Because when all the data comes out and it's undeniable that the trip happened, you're going to lose all credibility and you're going to look ridiculous. I'm actually trying to help them. I'm trying to help
Ask
them
you a
by
question.
saying, just be patient
How
and
nice of you.
stop doing that.
Go with it.
Witsit, if you hadn't gone and someone else had and you'd have been skeptical, how would that have manifested itself in your description of them? Would you also be a little bit denigratory of the person, or would you how would you characterize the people yourself? Because all these people who haven't been, who are now calling you shills or agents or actors or people who go around the corner and vape a bit just to try and create this illusion, how would you have characterized you if you hadn't gone?
If I hadn't gone, no, yeah, I would have looked at the evidence honestly. I would not have just like as soon as they said there was a 24-hour sun, I would have just assumed they were all liars. I take it very serious not to bear false witness. Okay, I think that it's a serious offense to slander people and bear false witness. I would absolutely not be personally attacking the character of people that I have known for years to be a flat earther and to have truly represented our position. I would not have immediately started personally attacking them and slandering them because they came back with information I didn't expect or want. Absolutely not do that. I would never do that. You can never find a time that I have done that.
Sure. No, just curious as to what it must be disappointing for you to have some people that you've known for a long time do this to you though. It must be a bit of a must piss you
I
off.
mean, that's the only part that kind of frustrates me is the people that I've known personally. But I will say, the vast majority of people that I would have considered like friends and like real ones that I actually know, most of them are not doing that. Most of them are messaging me and saying, dude, I'm sorry that everyone's attacking you, but thank you for going. And that's like what like real science is or what a real truther would do or whatever. So, I mean, yeah, there's a few, and I actually look at that as a blessing. Like I use the analogy of if you had someone that you thought was a friend and he's over at your house and you leave your wallet on your desk while you take a shower and then he steals all your cash, like, yeah, that kind of hurts that you got betrayed by someone you thought was your friend. But would you rather know that he wasn't really your friend, or would you rather have like, left them around your family or whatever? So, like, it's good for them to like show who they really are than to not know that there are like snakes in the grass.
But in all honesty,
Wonder who you're talking about,
you can't be entirely shocked by this because everyone does this on every side, don't they? I've spoken to Globers who bicker each other about relativity or their interpretations and start calling each other names. This happens everywhere, though, doesn't it? It's an inevitability, I think.
Yeah, and well, I give people on this side a little more leeway. I understand why they're so skeptical. They've been lied to like constantly. And then the other side gaslights them when they find out they've been lied to. Like, for example, the Stephen Hawking documentary that was blatantly faked. When flat earthers first pointed that out, almost every glober just like gaslit them. So I get why they're skeptical.
Hang on, 1 sec.
But yeah.
On the day that Taboo put that out, I put out a video acknowledging it that it was fake.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You also do acknowledge that many Globers denied it at first, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my point, though. It's like I understand why people are like, well, if they really did pull this moon landing 2.0 off and fake it and we catch it, there's obviously going to be a large group of people that are just going to call us crazy no matter what. And so that actually kind of puts them in a defensive position and they start to double down. And so, like, I understand why they do. So that's why I actually have been pretty consistent. Like, you haven't seen me like going crazy on X or anything. You haven't seen me just like the only time I've even kind of pushed back is in here. I've been like kind of pushed back on these people, but for the most part, I've tried to bite my tongue and just like kind of stay to myself a little bit Because I could just put these people on blast. Like I have a camera full of Antarctica, bro. People have, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like be as calm as possible.
A lot of
almost
people
debate time,
would say
people.
were just very
Please
envious
go
of the
on.
fact you went there, frankly.
I mean, I would say it in the sense for the people that have the position that, you know, everything was faked, is that if they were able to get so close, like 90% of the way, do you actually think that they would be not competent enough to make it 100% of the way? Like if they have the technology to make all of these other things be so convincing, how would they just forget breath or forget, you know, a green screen or something?
Sure.
As I'm telling Jim, you're not in the server and you're over here instead.
Yeah,
He knows
debate
that.
time soon, people. McToon on modern day debate.
He's got me tagged. He's got me tagged. He knows exactly where I am, even in real life.
Witsit, somebody put in the chat, ask Witsit to swear on a Bible that it was real, which is quite clever, actually. I think that probably.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah,
That's
that would do it.
Why? But why is
Why
that
not?
clever?
No, the scriptures say
Well,
it's okay to
because
swear.
Yeah, you could swear on
because
Yah.
Witsit treats that with great reverence, so I'd believe,
Yeah,
that
but
would put it to bed.
Will
But it
Duffy,
says you can swear on on Yah or the Bible.
but Will Duffy's on camera saying after all of his research of the Bible, his conclusion is it's okay to lie.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. You can find like 100 times where the Bible says specifically the Creator detests deception and lies.
Right. And we know that he's got something funny going on with his investments in this, what does he call it, infinite baking. Like you can Google his name and like some really weird stuff comes up about people going after him for some of this. I don't know much about it, but you can Google it.
I mean, the first thing that comes up when you Google him is that he became a millionaire at 33. Like,
Right. And you know how he did that, right? By selling insurance and by selling something called infinite banking. And the people that he scammed are coming after him.
Yeah. But let's just be real. Like, to the people that are right now claiming that I'm like some Jewish Masonic actor, tranny, or whatever, like, if I swear on the Bible, they're not going to care. Like, well, he doesn't really believe in the Bible. Right? Like, I'll swear on the Bible, though, but I mean, let's be real. These people don't care. There's nothing that can be shown to those people. If you say, hey, okay, what would prove it to you? What would they have needed to grab? What can they show you to prove it? They won't even have an answer. It's just like when I ask Globers, like, okay, what could disprove the globe? They don't have an answer.
I was going to say walk down some stairs on video, but you cut out before I could say that. When you were there.
I don't know what you mean. I walked downstairs off the plane. There's actually a video of me walking down the stairs, and then when I get to the bottom, I say, one small step for man, one giant leap for flat Earth, which I'm sure is also a conspiracy or something.
And those will come out.
Yeah.
Hey, Austin, now that you and Witsit.
That was CGI, though, Witsit. That was.
Well, they're going to say that was me, like, telling you in plain sight that it's the moon landing 2.0 or something. You know, obviously, I didn't think this was going to happen, so I just thought that was hilarious. I thought it was kind of witty.
Yeah, I saw your one title for your video, like the one small step. It was pretty witty, like without kind of took it in stride. Like,
Did you see all the typos though? Because I was so delirious, I like fell asleep. I set the stream up and fell asleep in the 30 minutes before the stream, and then woke up 5 minutes before. I had all kinds of typos in the title and the description. I said, "Come hear me give my take," and it was like HERE. Like I was completely delirious.
Hey, Witsit, I'm a flat earther, and I think it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
like a pre-recorded thing, and then you just deliver it.
I'm a flat earther, and I think it's ridiculous anyone on the flat earth side who says it wasn't real or that it was fake. Like, it clearly wasn't. You guys clearly went. Look, there's a 24-hour sun. Some of us are disappointed in that. Like, it is what it is. But now there's people like Joe Hanvey, and have you heard of this Steven Alonso guy? Apparently he won, like, there were 3, I don't know what to call them, what Will Duffy's calling them, trip questions, and the Steven Alonso guy got all 3 of them correct, apparently, or got them the most correct, or whatever that means. So there are models out there that would show the AE map isn't debunked because of this. That if their models are right, the AE Mac would work fine, or something like it, right? Whatever it happens to be. But I do think that anyone saying it's fake is ridiculous. I'm going on all the comments like P Brain and I forget the guy's name, the Brazil guy, and I'm like, this is stupid, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, I watched I watched P Brain too. I wanted to see I should go to like Taboo and check him out. I wanted to see what their reactions were. P Brain was not handling it well, and it's just like a model affliction. Like you held a model, and you thought this model had all the answers, but I could now sympathize a little bit with the Globers, who I would sometimes just say, listen, they're just lying for no reason. If I would say maybe they have more of a reason now to believe what they believe, rather than just me personally dismissing them as saying they have no reason to believe these things. It doesn't, in my, the things. I still have my proofs for for the Earth itself. The sky, how that works is something different, But
Right, exactly.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, your reaction is just like a normal. I will just tell people this as well. Like, I think that sometimes minorities are more vocal. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know. This is a surprisingly large percentage of the community, I think, but I think it's very
Well, they're
easy
definitely louder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're the loudest ones, right? Like, because out of the people I know personally, the vast majority of them are not saying it's fake at all.
Yeah, like when minorities are like in a movie theater, they're definitely loud.
if that's the case, like if you saw the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, what it does, in my opinion, it allows you to, if somebody wants to start building a model, now you can start building a model, because there was a question for a long time, before this, qualification of the observation, making these models, saying, well, it does this, it does that. Maybe it does do a circle, maybe it doesn't do a circle. But now, if you know definitively that it does, you can somebody, not you, but somebody could actually start to build some kind of a model, and then try to attribute the causal mechanism for the for
I
the
like
qualification.
I like the one thing you said about model affliction. That's very relevant, and people are experiencing model affliction. They didn't expect a 24-hour sun. Now they don't know where to run. They think that subconsciously, I think they're conflicted about the topographical plane of Earth, and now they're like running to jump into conclusions, thinking people are
Yeah,
thought
and
you were
I
about
don't
to
know.
rap.
Like Witsit knows it better. I don't like. I've seen the ferrocell cell magnet and like the two, the polarization, or the the magnetic attraction of the ferrocell cell. What is it called? The broken down iron between two plates, etc. I see it. It seems to make more sense now. Like I don't really know the mechanics of it all and how that could work with two surfaces, like a more dense, what is it, troposphere, or below this, it goes densest at the surface, then less, then more dense again, then less, and how that could kind of interact. But it kind of makes more sense, not more sense, but just that image of the ferrocell cell where there's two diverging circles, kind of looks like it works itself in here.
Well, I was listening to Jaron, was it a couple nights ago, and he was like, "Yeah." Someone asked him, and he's like, "Yeah, I very well may think to say the Earth is round when it's all said and done. After I do a little more research on this." But I'm like, Jaron, talking one data point. That's all this is. One data point. Turn you from everything else you've seen, where it comes to this no motion. Gravity is still
Hey, Austin,
figured out.
doesn't it make more sense to redirect all this energy to like a cross Antarctica flight? Makes sense to me. Let's just take all this energy and force the government or these organizations to allow a flight from like the South American peninsula over to Africa, across Antarctica, videotaping the whole thing.
I mean that might be able to prove a quadrupole. Then who knows?
Because if they're looking at the sun south and it's over Australia, then to me that just means go that way and you'll wind up by fucking Australia. If the person in Australia heads toward the sun, and I head southwest toward the sun from Point Serenus or Antarctica, then we meet under the sun. It just means that that's the direction Australia is. All these flat earthers are flipping out, dude. It's embarrassing.
If they do the flight from one end of the continent to the other, and they can prove it, 100%. Maybe you do another flat Earth, glober thing. I don't know how you'd explain that. That'd be pretty detrimental to flat Earth for sure. I don't think it's gonna happen. Didn't I hear something like they said it's not allowable because it's so cold in the middle of Antarctica or whatever that the plane would, break apart or some bullcrap?
I'll post a model for you, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, there were planes that go from Union Glacier to the South Pole that somebody took like during the trip, and there would ostensibly be South Pole flights to Australia.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a cool flight. I mean, Chris Barry, you're pretty, sharp guy, But even if you take the flight, Damon had mentioned it, right? The ironic thing is that the pitch data will still show that a level line is a straight horizontal line, right? And then you'll still find that a water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal, the shortest distance between 2 points in a straight line. And these observations over long distance still, all these things will still hold. We'll just be kind of disseminating like the way the sky is working, and then we'll have to see why is the sky working in this way. That would be cool to find out.
Did somebody say the plane would break apart because of the temperatures? Dude, planes fly at like really cold temperatures constantly. Like, why would somebody think the plane would break apart? That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, but don't we have satellites in the vacuum of space?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Hey, Paraplegic, bro. Good to see you, dude. Hey, I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Merry Christmas, late and a Happy New Year. I love you guys. Continue on, brother.
Hey, Flat Man, what's up, man?
Hey, man. Bless, Flat Man.
God bless everybody.
Yes, anybody. One cool thing about the fall, I mean, with Witsit going there, right, is that finally, I got to hear his wife come online. She is like pretty smart, man. Like, she's like, I don't know if Witsit's still here. I'm not trying to talk about her. I'm trying to kind of give him a compliment. She is like a really grounded woman. Like, I can hear her for a little bit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and likewise, cool to have your wife around talking about flat Earth.
So she's so grounded, right? Imagine another woman, those like flipping out saying weird shit. She's just like taking it in stride, no problem.
So we need an expedition that starts in Antarctica and goes across 180 degrees to the other latitude, 180 degrees difference. So they go across the middle.
It's a flight from Perth, Australia to Buenos Aires.
But they need to go across the center. None of this going around stuff, right?
Yeah, I posted an image a couple of minutes ago that shows the flight path of that flight.
Yeah, well, it'll never happen because it's impossible.
It'll never
no,
happen.
it's happened. Yeah, it's happened. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Just like the guy that broke the world's record, too. The guy that broke the world's record, do you think he broke the world's record when he went around and turned around because of plane problems? And they gave it to him. Do you think he broke the world's record, too? Right lane, I mean left lane.
Left lane, do you think it's possible to charter a plane obviously at cost, to pick that flight?
Yes, sir, it is. You can go online and buy tickets.
So you're saying, is this a flight that happens normally, or was it a special one-time flight?
I'm not sure about the history of it. It's not a regular flight, but it is a flight that's happened on the FlightAware. I would have to look and see if there would be any upcoming. That would be an interesting one to kind of chase down and watch.
Yeah, I think that would be I don't say definitive towards like the whole model, but I would be interested to see that flight, because that would help you make another model. Like, so is it are there multiple like polar projections of a square area? I don't know. That'd be interesting to see.
In that sense, if that flight is happening.
If they took that flight, man, and they say, dude, it would just be some scammy shit. If they say they finished something like that, it'd just be some bullshit.
Yeah, if that flight is happening, just like find somebody who's going to be on the flight and then pay them to record out the window the entire time.
Tell them they're a liar too when they're done. They're a liar.
Left lane. I mean, I don't know about. I mean, virtually all planes aren't owned by airways anyway. They're leased, aren't they? Is it possible to lease a plane in that context?
Oh, I don't know. It would have to be a big sucker to make that trip. Probably like a A380 or something.